Hello everyone, I'm Trio, and welcome to my first ever devlog, but it's after the development of the game. Well, technically for me, it's still in development since I'm recording this way before the actual game comes out, but that's just because I take forever to edit my videos for various reasons. Procrastination. Anyways, in case you haven't heard, I made a game. It's called Slime Cave, and it's a very short 2D platformer game about a slime who fell down a hole into a cave and wants to get out so that he can get back to his favorite resting spot under the tree. Today's video will be mainly me talking about the process I went through while making the game, and to help me, I have a few questions laid out for myself to answer so that I can stay on track. First question: why did you want to make a game? Well, I've been watching a lot of game dev videos since somewhere around mid last year, and after a while I thought it'd be cool if I made a game and other people played it. So that's what I did. I made a game with the intentions of doing something I thought would be fun and different from what I usually do. As a lot of people have mentioned, for beginners, I started small. This was so my first game wouldn't be something that takes some people months or even years to finish, since they wanted to start off making their dream game first. Next question: what softwares did you use, and why did you choose them? Well, the game maker that I used for this game was GDevelop. The reason being because it's a free-to-use codeless game engine that I've had my eyes on for a while. I didn't want to take the time to learn to code for my first game, so I went with GDevelop. However, if I make more games, I may learn a coding language or two. I have been hearing a lot of great things about a game engine called Godot, so I may use that in the future. But for my first few games, I'll stick with GDevelop. Besides the main gameplay, I used other programs for the game elements. For instance, for the art, I used Aseprite because it seems to be the most popular in terms of cheap pixel art editors. For designing the level, I used Tile since it looked good for a free level designer. And finally, for the music and sound effects, I used Traction Waveform Free, mainly because I've been using it for 2 years now for making my own music. Link in the description, by the way. So it just made sense. So it's safe to say that making this game costed me nothing, if you exclude Aseprite, which I bought a few years ago for around $10 on Steam. But besides that, I didn't spend a dime on anything else. Question number 3. What in the hell was the game making process? Did you have fun? And were there any challenges? I technically started the game mid last year, when I first opened up GDevelop and thought of the idea of making a game about a blue slime going into a cave, and that was about it. However, the main bulk of the game development didn't start until this year around mid-January to early March, when I really wanted to get into game making. So I stuck with the slime and cave part of the story, but somewhere along the way I decided on the actual story, which if you played the game or was here for the first minute of the video, you know what it is. Was it fun? That's a definite yes. Being able to make something entirely by myself for other people to play and enjoy really motivated me, and because of my choice of engine, it made doing it so much easier. So much so that I'd recommend using it for small to medium sized 2D games. For very large 2D games, you may want to try another engine since, from my experience at least, things may get a little laggy, but that might just be because of my poor optimization skills. Anyways, there were very few problems actually, but one or two of those problems took a little more time to fix than I'd like to admit, such as mobile support. It took me such a long time to figure out how to fix a few bugs that I was facing. For instance, jumping. Long story short, it kept track of your jumps so you can jump higher, which was normal. However, for certain reasons, it wouldn't reset the jump height back to normal when you let go of the button. For obvious reasons, this made mobile basically unplayable. Luckily, it was fixed. All it took me was some determination and 7 hours of my life that I'm never getting back. Oh boy. There was also a few bugs surrounding dialogue on mobile. One of them was due to an oversight on my part where you couldn't go to the next line of dialogue. This essentially soft-locked the game, forcing you to restart entirely. Luckily, this didn't take long at all to get fixed. Another bug, which I unfortunately still don't know how to fix, is specifically for Android users using Chromium-based browsers. For whatever reason, the scene just renders black. So if you are one of those people, just look up non-Chromium-based browsers, and you should be able to play the game from any of those. Last question. Do you plan on making more games? Of course. This entire experience was so much fun that it makes me want to make more. So expect stuff like this from me from now on, every now and again. Also, when I do start making the next games, I'll make sure to upload devlogs to show my current progress on the games, and maybe if I need help making some decisions for those games. My future games may be a little similar to this one in terms of how it has small sprinkles of story and lore, since those are the kinds of games I like. Games that have some kind of story behind it, whether it's in your face or requires a little digging to find. Anyways, with that, I want to thank you all for watching this video. All in all, this was a very fun experience for me, and I hope you think my game is fun. The link to play my game will be in the description, as well as my usual Discord server link if you want to go there and ask me questions about my game or anything unrelated to my game. There will also be a link to my Linktree in case you want to see some of my recent renders and music. Without any more delay, thank you and goodbye.